Let's turn this knob to 2000 or 500 or 1000, whatever you want. 2000 is the highest. You can no problem running at 2000. And then turn on your fan down here. This control, remember this knob here, splits in two, controls the speed. And this one here at the side controls your mode, either manual, off or automatic. That's it, off there at the minute. And back to 1. And that's the whole thing turned off. For the gas settings, you're back down here at the space heater. It's a button on the left hand side here. Simply turn this right up to 5 or wherever you want. You will hear it sparking. You also have a pilot hole here, you can see the flame. Simply push this down, you will hear it ignite and let go. Sometimes it's very hard to see through the phone, but if you do look, you can see a blue flame through the pilot hole. Same thing again then, once your pilot is lit, come back here to your fan, put it to manual or automatic, whatever you want to do, and turn up the fan. Same thing again, that'll blow the warm air through the vents. You turn it off, just simply turn this knob right back down to 0. And turn this one back to 0. And that's the whole thing off in gas. For your warm water, you have 2 modes again, electric and gas. This one above the habitation door is the gas. Simply just press whatever, the top one here is 50, the bottom one here is 70. Just simply turn the knob up to which one you want. You'll hear it click behind you. Now, there is a cover on the outside which has to come off. I'll show it to you here now. Before you run the water heater on gas, this cover has to come off. So simply pull. Simply pull off this cover. It can be hard to pull off now. Pull off this cover. This is your inlet and exhaust for your gas water heater. If this cover is on, what happens is it's not sucking on the air for it to light. So make sure that's off first before you run the warm water on your gas. So then come back inside and then you can turn on the wee switch above the habitation door, either 50 degrees or 70 degrees. Your electric immersion heater, just above the living area, under the table, is here. You have 2 elements, element 1 and element 3. Element 1 and element 2, sorry. Simply just press to which one you want. This one here, the electric one, you don't need to take the cover off outside. The cover outside is just for the gas. The fridge has 3 modes. You have electric, leisure battery and gas. To turn on your fridge from the very start, just simply hold this button in. You can see it lights up. And because I was on the electric under my last setting, it automatically comes back to that setting. But to change that, hold on this grey square till it flashes. You can then scroll using these arrows to whatever mode you want. We will go to gas, click the grey button again. You can see the temperature then, that's flashing. You can control what setting you want that, bigger up or down. And then re-click this button once again, and that's it set. you'll hear the back of the fridge that's sparking. That's the gas starting to light. If the gas doesn't light, an error will come up here to say that you're not lit. Usually this turns red here and this here icon flashes away to say you're not lit. Or if you're not plugged in for electric, it will do the same thing. It'll do the same thing as well on, I'll just show you an example, on the leisure battery. The leisure battery will not work unless the engine's running. So this is what will happen when you get an error. You see it flashing, the red light, and it flashes there. If you're not plugged in and you switch to mains, that'll happen. If your gas doesn't light, this is what will happen as well. If I start the engine now, this error will go away. So your leisure battery will not mode will not work unless your engine is started. So we'll put it back now to the electric. So the leisure battery mode is just used for travelling purposes between campsites or wherever you're heading to. Wouldn't really recommend using gas as travelling, as you have a naked flame in the back, and if you pull into a petrol station, well, you have fumes and a naked flame and the whole thing might go up. So leisure battery mode will not work unless the engine is running, and is only used for travelling purposes. Your cooker, gas hobs, you have one electric ring. Now make sure you don't pull this lid down here when these rings are still hot, and that the electric one is off before you pull down that glass, as it can shatter the glass. So to turn on the electric ones, this first one, the gas here, simply turn around, you have a sparker, hold on your knob and spark. It's very hard to see here with the sun shining in, but that's lit there now. And you control the temperature just by turning the knob up and down. All them three is the same. Same as the grill. Now, if you're using a grill, you can't keep the door closed, it has to be opened. Otherwise you can crack this glass. Same thing again. Hold on, spark, and it lights. You can see the reflection just there on the floor of the grill. And the oven's the same thing. You have a light here too for the oven, as you can see there. This next one here beside is for the oven. Simply the same thing again. Hold this in, press your sparker, and it lights up right here at the bottom. And you can see it now, the light off. Up above you have a microwave which is run on the mains. Now none of these 3-pin plugs, as you see here, work off a 12 volt. They're all 230 volts, so you have to be plugged into your mains for them to work. Your leisure batteries is underneath the living area here. Pull up them cushions and you'll see them situated underneath. When filling your van with fresh water, you have 2 taps. The first one is inside here, is that wee yellow tap. That's your frost valve. You can see now it's turned over, that's it closed. To open that up, simply lift it. What that does, empties your bottle of water. It's recommended during the winter to open that up and empty your bottle. Otherwise, you can see them there pipes, there's only plastic and rubber, they can crack. So make sure that they're opened up during the winter and everything is, the van has to be run dry more or less. So there's a tap outside, I'll just show you in a minute, for directly to your freshwater tank. That has to be open to drain your tank. Open up the frost valve here and run your water through the pipes and the taps until your pipes are completely empty. That drains the whole system. But now when refilling your tank, make sure these taps are closed. This one's on the closed position, and I'll show you the blue one outside now in a second. When you go to run it, you'll hear your pump activating when you automatically when you pull this lever. Now if it doesn't come on like I just done there now, it's because that button there isn't turned on. You can see there now. So when you first fill your tank, you'll bear in the system, you won't have water for at least maybe 2 to 3 minutes coming through your taps to pushes out the air. You'll hear the pump running, but you won't have water for maybe 2 minutes. It'll spit and spark until all the air is pushed out until you get a steady stream like that there. So if you think there's something wrong with spitting and sparking and things like that, that's natural. The black box here, by the way, that is your boiler for your gas, warm water and your electric, in case you're wondering what that is. So the blue tap here, that is for your fresh water, to empty the contents of your fresh water. Just simply turn the knob. You kind of have to hold it with 2 hands. Just turn that anti-clockwise and you'll empty the contents. So the contents of your water that comes from your sinks has to go into a wastewater tank, and it has to be emptied as well, which is through this grey pipe. Simply turn this knob here anti-clockwise, you see the contents comes out. You close it, turn it clockwise. To operate your toilet, your contents flows into a cassette, which you have to empty yourself. There's a small flap here that opens that's the contents in and out by this grey lever here. Simply turn that to your right, opens it up, and back to your left, locks it. There's a flush. There's this blue button here. So simply press that blue button in. Press the blue button in, and that runs your pump as well. Sometimes there's a fan here as well, kicks in to take the smell away. You can hear it coming on, it's quite loud. It's built into the unit and takes the smell away. If you just press this button where the fans is, it knocks it off. So then the contents into your cassette, turn the wheel lever right, and that empties the contents. I'll show you now how to pull out the cassette. There's a level here too, by the way, raises up to show you your cassette is full. You can see here the green buttons at the first stage. So it'll either goes up and turns red whenever it's full. So the hatch for your toilet cassette is on the right hand side of the van. Simply push that button and that button at the same time, and lift this lever up. It locks into place here. Lift it up and pull out. Now it pulls out the full way. I'll just leave it here for so one contents to empty it. Empties through here. This wee boy here turns and this screws off. So you can empty down through a gully at your campsite or toilet facilities. And to push back in again, it slides into place. This orange boy here slides into a channel on into the back of the toilet. So be careful of that. So it just slides back in and that locks into place and that doesn't come out then. Gas locker at the left hand side, 11 kg bottles. This is set up. It's also set up, you can use this hose for 6 kg bottles. Now to turn the gas on and off, it's on at the minute, this knob here. So to turn it on, we'll just turn it off again here. Turn this anti-clockwise. Press this green button here and press this green button here. It has to be pushed right in. So remember to push in this green button and this green button after you turn on the bottle or when changing bottles. Now this bottle has an adapter suited to this hose. So you need 2 spanners. When you're changing bottles for 11 kg, make sure you take this adapter off as well. These is all left hand thread. This and this hose is left hand thread. So it's not lefty loosey or righty tighty, it's lefty tighty, righty loosey. So when you're changing to another 11 kg bottle, make sure you bring this adapter here. To change to a 6 kg bottle, just screw out this part. And that screws straight into the 6 kg bottle. You can leave this behind on your 11 kg. To lock and unlock your locker doors, make sure it's in the lock position. The latch, that's it opened, that's it locked. Put in your key, turn it clockwise and push on. As you can see now, your latch is locked. To open it, simply put your key back in and turn clockwise and you can see it pops out. On the right hand side of your van as well, you have an outside shower point. So you can buy an attachment for this, it just clicks in, and once you turn it, you have an outside shower, either in hot or cold. On the left hand side of your van, this is where you fill up your freshwater tank. Simply stick a hose in, or the garden hose, down that hole and fill it till it overflows. It doesn't have to overflow, but it's full up when it is overflowing. And beside it, you have an outside barbecue point. Again, you have to buy an attachment for that. Your bonnet catch is on the passenger side, just the edge of the dash. Underneath the passenger seat, and that black box, is your jack and wheel brace. The spare wheel is just on the rear of the van inside this wee compartment here. So once you unlock this wee panel here comes out, you'll find a knob in here. So unscrew the knob. Be careful this doesn't drop. So that's where your spare wheel is kept. Inside the van at the front, your reversing camera. As soon as you put your van into reverse, that automatically comes on. And so as you come out of reverse, it goes back to your radio or whatever you're setting you on. This button here clicks on your air conditioner, and the controls here set your temperatures and speeds.